Good day. This video follows up on a previous video when I was talking about film formats, and I also mentioned DCP, which I was in a saw video workshop, two of them this weekend. So I'm going to just kind of give you what I remember after 24 hours. So DCP, Digital Cinema Package, this is a supposedly universal file that can be sent to any theater with a digital projector and theoretically be able to play your movie. The actual fact turns out to be that not so much, because different projectors in different theaters require different formatting of the hard drive, for example. So you're going to need to know that, it seems. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And the process, while you can do it yourself, with some open source software, it does, from what I saw, look fairly easy. You're still going to have to find a way to test whether the file that you put out is going to play in a theater that you send it to. So you're going to have to do things like find out from trial and error, if you're lucky to have a theater that you can test your output, and then find out where it can play. Like if you know that, for example, the Mayfair Theatre here in Ottawa can play it for you, and you know that the system that's in another city is using the same as the Mayfair, then there's a pretty good chance yours will work in that other city. Anyway, so there's some due diligence on your part required. DCP is not a one-size-fits-all solution just yet. Moving back to file formats. So on most digital cameras now, you're going to have the choice of things like 60i. I don't know if 60p exists very often. I think I've seen it once. 30p and 24p. Now, in actual fact, sometimes 30p is not really 30, it's 29.97, and in other cases 24p is not really 24, it's 23.98 or whatever that number happens to be. From what I learned in this workshop, you should avoid at all costs recording anything in real native 30 or real native 24, because it's a complicated thing to explain. I am not going to try now, but essentially the way that a signal is converted to display on a screen or projector results in the possibility of a 30 native or 24 native being messed up and not displaying properly. You might get a nice video on your camera, you might even get a nice video in your computer, but when it ends up going to the projector, maybe not so nice. So if you test it and find out that you're really creating 30 native and 24 native, you might want to figure out if the camera can give you 24p and 30p, which is not completely. It's 23 point something and 29 point something, just to save yourself headaches in the future. With respect to should you use 24 or 30, that's kind of a personal choice thing. Some people think one looks better than the other, but one thing you can do, though, is you can run programs that'll take 30 down to 24. So my preference is to run the camera in 30, and if I want to move it to a 24 format, there are pieces of software that will do that for you. More importantly, in my opinion, are things like getting a good, clean sound track to go with it. Usually the cameras are not the appropriate place to record them unless you have some kind of adapter that will take in, say, an XLR microphone signal from somewhere else closer to the source. This one, for example, right now, the camera is about, say, I'm going to guess 2 meters away from me, and the microphone is actually probably less than a meter from me, and I'm going to sync the sound with the video. Lighting is another issue. I'm just using this camera I'm using right now is a pocket camera that does sort of auto white balance. I think it's doing a pretty good job most of the time. I'm in a room with fluorescent lighting, like compact fluorescence, so getting reasonable light that matches the requirements of the camera. This camera, when you bring it down to lower light, actually displays the ability to show depth of field, even though it only has like a ½ inch sensor. So in this case, this camera, you have to control the light level, bring it down so the aperture opens up. But anyway, these are things that you need to experiment with your camera. But that's about all for now. Hopefully that's useful, and you can maybe take this as information that requires further research on your part And I'm told there's tons of it on the internet, so like most of us, you're going to be out doing a lot of reading, trying to decide what you want to do. And oh yes, the most important thing from the workshop, know where your end result is headed, and know what the end result, say you want to put it on TV, what is it that the TV station will want to receive as a final output format, and work backward from that to the beginning to decide what you shoot with. You don't want to start with some oddball frame rate or oddball, say, height and width, aspect ratio, or dimension for your recorded image. If you need to convert it later, it's going to be a headache, or quite frankly, maybe it won't be possible. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you're having fun. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't promise to answer them though, but I can give it a shot.